Hello, and thank you all for inviting the California Citizens Redistricting Commission to be here and present at this meeting. My name is Ashleigh Howick. I am the field lead staff covering the Northern California regions, which of course includes the County of Yolo. So in this presentation, we'll be going over a bit on who the commission is, some background on redistricting in California, and then how to participate in this process. So just as a friendly reminder, per California Government Code Section 82533, this strictly forbids commissioners and staff from taking any public input outside of a regularly scheduled commission meeting or any kind of official public input meeting. However, at any point, if you wish to do so, you are welcome to visit our website, wedrawthelineCAA.org, to provide your input there. Instructions on how to do so are on our homepage. And so just for clarification, we can discuss topics within this presentation, and I can take any kind of clarifying questions about things that I'm discussing today, but we cannot discuss any kind of specific input or specific boundaries. Okay, so getting into it. So one of the greatest powers that the people of California have is to elect their own representatives in government to represent their needs. So how districts are drawn can make the difference between empowering and maximizing the voters' voices or minimizing and muting those voices. In most other states, politicians draw the lines. California's Citizens Redistricting Commission was formed to take back that power and have the people redraw the maps for Congress, State Senate, State Assembly, and Board of Equalization. So the commission is made up of 14 citizens who went through a very rigorous election process. And by fully participating in and monitoring the upcoming redistricting process, more communities may have the opportunity to elect candidates of their choice. Speaking up about your community is critical to help keeping your community whole to the extent possible. This ensures that your voice is heard by your elected leaders when making decisions such as the quality and funding of your children's education, addressing your transportation concerns, or determining tax rates. So your input is valuable in shaping new political boundaries. So for this slide, we thought it would be beneficial just to break down a little bit about how redistricting can affect you directly. So the first one, power to the people. In 2008, California voters passed Proposition 11, the Voters First Act. This authorized the creation of an independent commission to draw the new district lines for the State Senate, State Assembly, and Board of Equalization. In 2010, with Proposition 20, the Voters First Act for Congress, this added the responsibility of drawing congressional maps to the commission. So this process was historic in California, again, because it transferred the power of drawing the district maps away from the politicians and gave it to the people. To champion your issues, having the opportunity to elect representatives that champion your issues is important in a state like California, where issues can vary drastically from one street to the next. Northern California might champion environmental and economic issues, while Central California might champion water and agriculture issues. And Southern California might champion issues dealing more so with transportation or housing and employment. For funding priorities tied to the issue of electing representatives that champion your issues, you might want to elect representatives that have your financial interest at heart. So when the time comes to build a budget, you'll want a representative that's fighting to ensure your community gets the financial resources it deserves for various services such as education, water, and fire protection. Community boundaries. So the redistricting process is all about drawing lines and determining which communities get grouped together into districts. Your input in this process is essential to helping the commissioners understand where your community starts and where it ends. Redistricting in California is one of the few civic activities that any Californian can provide input to regarding their community that can ultimately impact the law and regulations, the tax structures, how funding is distributed, and which services are provided. So the California Citizens Redistricting Commission is one of many efforts occurring in California. So the commission is redrawing districts for state offices, while the counties, cities, school districts, water districts, and community college districts are also redrawing their local districts at the same time. So we just wanted to bring this to your attention because different efforts are happening simultaneously. It's a lot and it can get a little confusing. But aside from being involved in the state redistricting process, we do also encourage you all to be involved in more local redistricting efforts. So these are the 6 line drawing criteria that the commission must follow in this order when they are redrawing the district maps. So the first one is equal population. Districts must be of nearly equal population to comply with the US Constitution. Number 2, districts must comply with the Voting Rights Act to ensure that minorities have a fair opportunity to elect representatives of their choice. Number 3, districts must be drawn contiguously so that all parts of the district are connected to each other. Number 4, districts must minimize the division of cities, counties, neighborhoods, and communities of interest to the extent possible. Number 5, districts should be geographically compact such that nearby areas of population are not bypassed for more distant populations. So this requirement refers to density, not the shape. And 6, where practicable, each Senate district should be comprised of 2 complete and adjacent assembly districts, and Board of Equalization district should be comprised of 10 complete and adjacent state Senate districts. So in addition to these 6 criteria, the place of residence of any incumbent or political candidate may not be considered in the creation of a map, and districts may not be drawn for the purpose of favoring or discriminating against any incumbent, political candidate, or political party. When drawing the maps, the commission has to be mindful of communities of interest. We can easily obtain the city and county information from those jurisdictions, but we need the communities of interest information from Californians. So communities of interest are defined as a concentrated population which shares common social and economic interest that should be included within a single district for purposes of its effective and fair representation. Examples would include areas in which the people share similar living standards, have similar cultures, use the same transportation facilities, have similar work opportunities, or have access to the same media. So people can belong to multiple communities of interest. And do keep in mind though that a community of interest is not the same as a district, and a district is not a community of interest. Communities of interest are the key building blocks of districts. So just some ways to describe your community. It could be geographically, discussing waterways, if your area is more rural or urban, if it's a mountainous area or desert, things like that. You can also use boundaries that are already existing, such as cities, towns, counties, or school areas. And you can also just talk about things that you have in common. So again, your input is vital to the success of the commission. The commission has started the line drawing process. So drawmycalifornia.org is a one-stop shop where you can access the redistricting tools to share your input with the commission. The first tool is the drawmycacommunity.org. The first one here. So here you'll be able to tell your story of your community. You'll let us know what are your shared interests, what are your commonalities, what brings you together, what's important to your community, are there nearby areas you want to be in a district with, nearby areas you don't want to be with, and then why or why not. So some examples of your community shared interests could be, but are definitely not limited to, organizing around a school, wildfire prevention, public health concerns, transportation needs or uses, or environmental issues in your area. Sharing common cultures or backgrounds, or really anything else that impacts your life in your area. Shared interests could describe what your community is focused on right now, or it could be connected to a future goal, such as bringing accessible public transportation to your area, getting public health updates in a language spoken in your community, organizing around bringing more job opportunities to your area, and much more. So there, you'll just make sure to share what connects your community together. Again, this is all for the first tool, and I will bring it up later on after the slides, just to, I know it's easier to make sense of it when you're actually seeing it rather than just hearing me talk about it. But after describing your community of interest, you'll then be asked to draw the boundaries of your community. It does offer a mapping tool that you will just be able to zoom in on, and you'll use the drawing tools to define your community of interest. When you're doing that, you can draw your community as big or as small as you like. This tool is also available in English, Spanish, Simplified Chinese, Traditional Chinese, Vietnamese, Tagalog, Korean, Armenian, Farsi, Arabic, Russian, Japanese, Punjabi, Khmer, Hmong, and Thai. So for that one, again, I will be showing it to you, but we do recommend creating an account just so that you can save your work and revisit it if you don't finish everything in one sitting. So the second tool is the Draw My CA Districts tool. That tool is similar to the first one, but this one is more district-based. So it's for those that want to draw whole boundaries for Senate, Assembly, Congressional, Board of Equalization districts. So this one features census block level data, and when you're using it, you'll be able to tell if the districts you are drawing are compliant population-wise. So that tool, the second one, is available in English and Spanish. And then the third tool is the Draw My CA plugin for QGIS. This is a full downloadable program for those who want to draw entire state maps. This program definitely requires more bandwidth and is for those that are fluent in the GIS software. This plugin is also available in English and Spanish. These programs all have file types available for export for equivalency files, shape files, and PDFs. So we just wanted to bring that to your attention because these are all free and accessible to the public to be using. So there are also numerous ways to get assistance with these tools. So directly in the tool or from the hyperlinks in this slide that I will be sharing with you all, you can access tutorials in those 16 languages. We have user guides, we have how-to videos in English and Spanish. You can chat directly with tech support. You can sign up for a virtual appointment to receive assistance, or you can just call the helpline directly. So we do also have in-person redistricting access centers. Here you'll be able to get help in person again, or to utilize publicly accessible computers and the redistricting software developed by the statewide database. Staff is available at each location to be using this software, and they all meet the ADA accessibility standards. So we do have one in Sacramento that seems to be like, it would be the closest one, but they are available for you to use. I will note though that if you do want to go to one, you will have to make an appointment. So outside of sharing your input via the redistricting tools, you can also share your input via these other ways. So the commission is meeting weekly, reviewing the geographic areas for potential district ideas, using the multitude of communities of interest that they received throughout the summer and are continuing to receive now. They are using that to assess how that testimony could potentially inform district boundaries and considering the trade-offs that they will be needing to make in eventual district maps. So the commission still, of course, welcomes your input as they visualize potential community groupings for the maps they are redrawing. And you can submit your comments in real time to the commission to let them know the feedback on the visualizations being presented. And again, I will be bringing those up after these slides. So we ask that you just help us to spread the word. Participation in this process is crucial to making sure that communities of interest are being respected to the extent possible when the commission is redrawing these district maps. So having the most amount of input and participation, again, is really helpful for us. So you can visit our website at redrawalineca.org for more information, including our upcoming meetings. You can help spread the word to your network on how to participate, subscribe to our mailing list and our social media toolkits. We have social media accounts on all the major platforms, so you can like us and follow us there. But yeah, just ask that you help us to encourage participation from everywhere throughout the state. So I did want to just include a slide on the timeline. So I'm going to pause here for just a second. I will pick up in November where we are now. So right now the commission is meeting weekly, reviewing the visualizations that are coming out. They are reviewing these and providing feedback and adjusting as needed so that the next week's visualizations will be even closer to those draft maps. And those draft maps will be, do have a target date of November 10th, but we have a November 15th deadline to submit the draft maps by. And once those draft maps are submitted, we will have a 2-week period where the public is able to provide input. And then the commission will have to submit their final maps to the Secretary of State no later than December 27th. So that's the end of the slides. Just friendly reminder again that I can't take any kind of public input or questions on things outside of what I went over today. So I have our contact information here. Ann Marks is our outreach manager. So if you have any kind of broad outreach questions, feel free to contact her. I also included my email and my work phone here. Feel free to contact me with any questions you have. If you have questions outside of what I went over today, I can gladly take them. I just won't be able to do a live Q&A session. And so if you do have those questions, please feel free to send them to me. I will just respond to them at a later time.
So I believe thank you so much, Ashleigh. It's confusing, but and we're approaching this deadline, you know, it's like, wow. I think I had asked if you could show our area maps, the potential ones, and is that a possibility? So yes,
I am going to be bringing up our website,
okay.
And I will show you all the cool things on there. Because I know our website has a ton of information, and that's done so like in an effort of transparency and making everything available to the public. But sometimes, you know, it's a lot and it can get confusing. You don't know where to look and how to use things. So I'm happy to help. So this is the Draw My CA community tool that I was telling you about. Actually, that was a slide that pops up, but you can also get to it through here. It's linked a lot of places on our website. So I'm just going to go over this briefly. These are where you can change the languages. I'm going to skip that tutorial. So here you can make an account. Oh, nice. You're welcome to use this as a guest. You'll just have to submit it all in one go. You won't be able to save and come back. So this is where those questions are that I was talking about. The first one, give your community a name. This one doesn't matter too much. You can name your community anything you like. But then here are like the meat of the questions. Just make sure to just share anything that you find important. There's no wrong answers there. And then draw your community. And so I'm just going to zoom in. I am going to be clicking on random things. I don't want to influence any answers in any way. So none of this means anything. I'm just showing us examples. So I'm just going to zoom in. And so we have different layers. That one involves the counties. And so if your community of interest is county based, so for example, I'm going to do this one. You want to put Colusa and Sutter and Butte County together. You could do it like that and be like, this is my community. And then you can submit directly to the commission here. I'm going to use the eraser tool here. I can also zoom in more and switch it to cities and towns. And then I can get more specific and say Yuba City with Linda and Plumas Lake, and yeah, just for example, that could be my community. Or We also have available travel areas and tracks and blocks. For the tracks and blocks, you usually have to zoom in quite a bit because it gets into specific neighborhoods. I do want to say that I have been having a bit of trouble pulling up this tracks and blocks. So I'm like kind of glad that it's showing you this because it seems like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So right now you can see that it's not highlighted and I'm not able to click on that. And so what I do is I just refresh and then typically it comes up then. Again, I would recommend having an account or checking that out first. I don't know why that's happening. Hopefully it'll be fixed soon. That used to happen. It's a more recent problem, but glad you guys could show it so I can tell you the solution. So I have the mapping tools up again and see now it's up there. We have the tracks. And so I can actually click on something here and it's much more neighborhood focused. So this is West Sacramento. This would be the entire city. And I'm just actually clicking on specific neighborhoods. So that would, just depending on your community, again, your community can be huge, it can be small. It's really whatever your preference is and whatever you find most related and what you want to have in your district with you. So that's our tool. Highly recommend you all to use it. I'm going to type it in, go back to our website. And so I'll bring up the visualizations for you all. So that can be found here, clicking visualizations. It can also be found under our data tab. They take you to the same space. And so this is our interactive map. There is a lot of data on it. Again, so I will try to help make sense of it for you all because I know it's confusing. So I'm just zooming in on the map. So right now, what's highlighted, these blue lines are the assembly district visualizations. I'm going to uncheck this box because that makes things slightly more clear. So I could do that, and then I can do the congressional visualizations. That's like this purple line, and then the Senate ones, this yellowish line. So you can toggle these on and off and see them. So just for example, so I have the Senate ones up right now. If I click on it, it'll highlight even more. So this is what a current Senate visualization looks like. That includes Woodland in it, Yolo County up here. And so the Senate visualizations are pretty big. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. I can definitely get it for you, but there's 900 something thousand people in the Senate districts. So they are pretty big. And so that is the biggest district that they are drawing. And then the assembly one, I can bring those back up. So this is what I can zoom in more. So Woodland is in this one. That's highlighted in blue. And so they're all definitely a little different. These are the names of the visualizations here. We have the total population and the citizens voting age population there. And the ideal, so that is how different it is from the ideal population. So remember that first criteria that all the visualization, or excuse me, all the districts have to be the same population according to the US Constitution. And so within that, they are allowed a 5% deviation. And so this is just, they are, looks like negative 14,893 away from the perfect ideal number per that visualization or district. And so while you are looking through these just came out yesterday. And again, they are coming out every week and are kind of getting closer and closer to the actual maps. Again, the draft maps have a target date of November 10th. And then after that, we'll take even more public comment. And then the final maps are the end of December. So when you're going through these, if you see anything that you like, see anything you don't like, things that could be a little bit better, we do encourage you to give your feedback. You can do so using this link right here. This takes you to our community feedback on visualizations form. So if you're referencing a specific visualization, you'll put the name here. Again, that was found right here. So that would be the name of the visualization. You'll put that there if you're referencing a specific one, and then you can share your comments here. And again, this is updated in real time. So during the meetings, the commission has this up, they're actively looking at it, they look at it after the meetings, but just people are seeing this and it is updated as soon as you hit submit. So yeah, are there any questions specifically on how to use this tool or anything else you want me to go over while I'm here? I can't take input, but just if I missed anything.
If you, I think you can, people can unmute themselves if they need to, if they want to ask a question. Does anybody have a question they would like to ask? Are you thoroughly confused? It's a really complex process.
The only questions she can accept are how to use the tool.
So
that's my understanding. Yeah.
Basically, yes. I can't take, like, if you have thoughts on what you're seeing right now, I can't take that. You'll have to upload it through the form I just showed you. But
okay, all right. Well, okay, I'll just ask my question and then you tell me if you can't answer it or not. Okay. So if I want to define, if I say, what is my interest? What is my community? And my community is based on the YOLO Habitat Conservancy, and that includes the entire of YOLO County. Is that a what one of the decision makers would consider a legitimate community of interest? It's the Habitat Conservancy Plan for the wildlife and habitat conservation for YOLO County.
Yes, that would be a community of interest to you because you are all related and you have a common goal or effort that you're working on. And so when you're using that tool, or if you provide your input in other ways, your community of interest can be YOLO County.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great question, Catherine. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Any others? No? Are you there? Yeah. This has really been, it's been great. It's I've learned a lot.
Okay.
It's very intimidating though, you know.
Like I said, I know it's a ton of information. I'm going to be sharing all the links with you guys. I'll have the slides. And so hopefully, like if I share the links, you'll just know exactly what to click on and what to say. Please email me if you have more questions, call me. I am here to help. I love helping. That's my job. That's what I'm here for. So just use me as a resource.
Okay. So you're going to put the links in the chat, or
I was going
you want to
to
just send them to me and I can send them out in an email to our members? How are you going to do that? Yeah.
Sorry, you froze for a second. I was going to email them. Would you rather me put them in the chat right now?
Probably email them. I think that's the most efficient, and then we can send them to our members who are not able to be here and stuff too.
Okay, perfect.
That sound right? Yes, Lorna has a question. Yes.
Yeah, I did go onto the website and saw a presentation there, slides and the like. Mm-hmm. So this one appears to be more detailed.
This is slightly updated, yes.
Thank you.
I will send these out as well.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were going to post this on our own website, the recording, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that okay to do? Yeah, and on our Facebook page too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, of course. If you put us on Facebook, make sure to tag us.
Yes. Oh yeah. We will. Any other questions, comments? I just want to say thank you so much. Like I said, it's been really enlightening, and we need to get busy.
And I
yes.
really appreciate I really appreciate the extent to which the commission is trying to get input, having this available on the web, having emails go out, having, discussions like this, presentations. It really shows good faith effort.
It does. Yeah. We last month had a presentation on our county and city commissions, or from them, in-person one actually, which was very interesting. So we learned a lot from that. So we're covering the bases.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, redistricting is
Yeah.
important. So I'm glad that you were all involved.
We are, and it's part of our mission, really, to help others see, everybody keep involved too and informed. So,
Okay.
so any other comments?
Karen, I just wanted to say thanks, and Ashley, thank you very much. I very much appreciate and enjoy working with you at the Woodland League. And Ashley, nice job. It's a big help. It's great to be able to put your finger on the click and at least click away and figure it out. It's very important. I think we all stay somewhat in tune with what's going on these days. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm going to stop recording. I think we don't need to record anymore of this.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm trying to figure out the place to stop the recording, but okay, so
Yeah, I'm just gonna
go ahead,
jump off
yeah.
here, but I
Okay.
will,
Thank you
send
again.
that email. Okay, bye.
Thanks again. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, I wish we would have had a few more people, but
I think we're still recording.
yeah, we are. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to stop it. Wait. Stop recording. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we can talk. If we
Yeah,
need to.
well,
Lorna's like, yeah.
As always, there's fewer than we had hoped, but
Mhm.
all we can do is get the information out there, and then we can, if we can get this posted on our website and Facebook page, we can let people know about that and tell them that we think it's worth spending 35 minutes to,
Yes.
learn a lot more about what's going on. I mean, I have a
Right.
friend who lives in Texas, and it says you're still recording.
Really? I stopped
Maybe
it.
that's just my,
Oh yeah, you're right. It does. Now I pause. Okay, pause.
be nice
Stop.
if
Oh, here. I did it the wrong place. Okay, there we go. Now it still says so. What the heck? Huh. I said stop recording.